Hey guys, my name is Lorraine. Everybody calls me Lori. For the people that doesn't know me, I'm from Venezuela. This is my first YouTube video. I'm so excited, and today it's gonna be a story time. A story time of how I end up living in the middle of Europe. Let's start with when I was 17, or let's say 16. My mom has been talking about this exchange year that I should be doing because this is how it should be or whatever, and she was like, there is this program that they bring you to a country for 1 year, you stay with a family, you learn the language, the culture. I wasn't sure so much about it at that moment. I wouldn't say Venezuela was in a good like in a good place, but still it wasn't as bad as it is now, I think. So yeah, I just said, okay mom, let's do it, I'm gonna do this for you, like it's okay. And then we went to a meeting, get to meet like a lot of people in high school, and I was like, I was still hesitant when that happened because they accepted me, and I was like, okay, it's happening for real. So I was like, I was stressed out, really stressed out. And then they found me a family, and I was more stressed out than normally. Anyway, long story short, I came to Hungary in 2013 in August, not knowing English, not knowing Hungarian, only knowing Spanish, and that was literally the most terrifying thing I ever done in my life. It was pretty hard in the beginning, honestly. I was just like, in the first orientation we had with all the exchange students like that came from other countries, it was like everybody was talking in English, and I was just like all the time with Latinos like, hi, I'm Lori, like all the time. And I felt there a bit like out of place, like I needed to learn. So I was like, I need to learn English, not my favorite language. It's really ironic because right now this video is in English, but I needed to learn. So I spent that year making friends, all in all, kind of drinking, I'll say. Sorry mom. Also learning English. One of my best friends, she lives in the US, and I met her in my exchange year 6 years ago, and she's half Mexican, and she was born and raised as well in the US, so like we will speak Spanish, but she will as well teach me and be like, Lori, you have to learn English. So like it's kind of funny because right now we only talk in English, we don't talk in Spanish anymore. We were past that, I think. But yeah, she kind of motivate me most of the year to talk in English, and oh my god, it was quite hard because with my Hungarian family at the time, I was talking Hungarian or like trying to learn Hungarian. For the people that doesn't know, Hungarian is literally the hardest language. Like I feel that I got a superpower, and everybody who have learned Hungarian from scratch will feel the same. And you feel it, girl or boy, like you feel it, like seriously. Every time somebody says like, oh, are you Hungarian? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, you speak Hungarian? I'm like, well, I consider myself that to be Venezuelan, to come from a country where we don't learn any other language, I feel like Hungarian or English, it's actually a fucking superpower. So this is how I feel about it. And then that year, yeah, I learned both languages at the same time. It was now that I think about it, it was quite crazy, but I kept myself busy, let's say it like that. And then afterwards, in 2014, like a year later, I returned to Venezuela in July, and I was already 18 at the moment. And yeah, I spent like 2 months in Venezuela, I will say, and then in September-ish or like end of August, my mom was like, oh, Venezuela is not gonna be okay anytime soon, I think you should go back to Hungary. And she told me that. I was like, I thought that was it. I thought it was only 1 year and I would come back and stay. And she was like, no, Hungary, it's a good country. Venezuela isn't gonna go anywhere right now. So I was like, oh my god, I have to go back, not with the program anymore, myself. And I was just like, oh no, that's gonna be a mess. Okay, that's gonna be a mess. Like I felt like that because I was like, without my mom. Like, when you were with the program for the year, you weren't alone most of the time. Like, I wasn't alone most of the time. Well, when I was on my phone, I was alone, but like, this is not the point. It was just like, knowing that you have somebody to help you, it's just like the best thing ever, I think. Anyway, when I came back, the Hungarian family I was with them for a year, They still are the most helpful people in the whole country. Like, they helped me so much to get my papers, to get a place where I could sleep. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like, you guys can imagine, like, these people deserve the world. Like, I feel they're my parents. Like the same effort that my mom did to bring me here is the same effort they did to keep me here. So like, they always made me feel at home. All the time when I meet them, they make me feel at home. And yeah, they always made me feel at home. And that year, like the first year, an 18-year-old girl in a city that I really didn't come so much, because I lived in the countryside. In my exchange year, I lived in the countryside of Hungary. The name of the city is Székesfehérvár. Look at that, Székesfehérvár. Yeah, it took me 2 months to say the name. So you guys, if you hear it and you're like, what is that? Like, don't worry, just Google it, Székesfehérvár. If you know how to write it down. So yeah, it was really hard. I had to do immigration papers, I had to get a visa, I had to find like a place where you had to sleep. My Hungarian family helped me on that. I say my Hungarian family because they literally are my family, my second family still. They helped me with a lot of things, honestly. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to be as stable as I was at that moment without them. Like, honestly, it's really nice to have some insight, like, you know, insight on like what it's gonna be to be living here. And yeah, they helped me so much. And then after that, I moved. Like, after a month living in the dormitory they found me, I moved to the city because it was so hard to get to university. If I wanted to go out drinking or partying, I had to go all night and then go back in the morning because they weren't like. So I found the apartment, and here we are 6 years later. Well, I'm gonna tell you a story after of me living in Hungary, my experience, honestly. So, where do I start? So, I started 1 year of English when I arrived here in the University of ELTE. It's a really good university in Hungary. I did 1 year of English there. I met amazing people, honestly, really cool people. Some of them I talk to, some of them I don't, but like most of them I do. Oh, that was like really good. Wow. Okay. So after that, I decided to go to college because I finally knew what I wanted to study. At the moment, I was like, yeah, sure, I want to study this, and I went to college for, I will say, 2 years and a half, and then I stopped because, as you guys know, okay, so in the first year that I was here, my mom was like practically paying everything, but then I had to find a job, and then from one job I found another job, and then at the point I had like practically working like 2 jobs or something like that. They were like part-time, but they made it full-time. So I had to kind of like got a bit independent on the stuff, you know, like if I wanted to do stuff on my own, like travel or like do stuff that you know my mom wasn't gonna pay for, because it was like extra cost, to unnecessary extra cost for her. So I had to like earn my own money. Then Venezuela kept getting bad. Like, it went from like okay-ish to like really downhill really quickly in the couple of years. And then like, yeah, at some point it was just like really hard. At some point I just like went from being a little bit independent to more independent to being a bit more independent, and then at some point it was like completely independent. But still, university here, for people who aren't from the EU, this is something that we have to talk about. This is people think it's a taboo, it's bullshit or whatever, but like, this is something we have to talk about. If you are not from the European Union or from any country that the European Union will care about, you literally have to pay the full tuition fee. Full tuition fee can go from 3,000 euros to 8,000 euros. When I talk about this, people from the US will say, that's so cheap. Yeah, for you guys it's so cheap because in USA, you actually like it's like more expensive. But for people who come from countries like Venezuela, like Brazil, like countries like, you know, this is a lot of money for us. Like, I still can't believe it, like how much, like it's so much money. Like for 4,000 euros you can travel in Europe for like, I don't know for how long because I have never done it, but I think you can travel for like legit 5 months, like 1,000 euro per couple, something like that. But yeah, this is something that people say, no, this is not true, or like, yeah, okay, you know, many people in Venezuela are like, their grandparents were Spanish, were even Hungarians, and when they come here, they come with like the passport they got from their grandparents. This is different, like the story is different. I'm not angry about this, I just feel like as a Venezuelan, like 100% Venezuelan, university has been like a challenge to me. Like going to college, being able to go to college has been a challenge to me. And I just feel like a lot of people who are the same in Hungary, like they are like 100% Venezuelan, we don't get the same opportunities just because of a passport. Like, doesn't matter if we have the grades, everything that matter in Venezuela, like the grades, all this, it doesn't matter here. Like, if you have the money, you go in, that's all. And then, yeah, I did that for like, I studied in college for like 2 years and a half, then I stopped because of financial thing. Like, I think this happens to me. I started working more, I wanted to focus more on like what I was studying, so I started working in so many different things, you guys. I worked from being a pub crawl guide to be Airbnb check-in, check-out, like stuff that had to do with customer. I worked in a call center. I did the thing of the call center for like a year and something. Then it's just like a lot of things. Like, I worked in so many things. And when I was working in the pub crawl, I got recruited by someone to work in the hostel. I still work in the day of today that I can't be more happy. Like, I just love it. It's just like, it's the type of job I probably will never leave. Like, if I leave it because I leave the country, because honestly, that job being amazing to me. Like, I have gotten to meet so many people from all over the world. Like, so many people that are watching me right now are people I met in the hostel, and it's just like, it's amazing for me. That's like the unique experience from working on a hostel. Honestly, I get to work with people that are from Latvia, from Brazil, from everywhere, like even Hungary. Like, it's just like, this is amazing. This is something that you don't like. I feel like in the hostel, I'm in my exchange year every time I go to work there, because the people you talk to, how long they've been traveling, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and you're like, oh my god, like, this is possible. Like, this is actually really possible. It's crazy. It's crazy for me, okay, but like, I'm really glad of all the people that I have met. Then I will say that at some point in 2017, the end of 2017, I got myself in a relationship, and I spent 2018 in that relationship, and then 2019, and then in the middle of 2019, that person decided he wanted to go back to his country. We decided, honestly, I also wanted to go back, and then after that we just moved there, and like, it was an amazing experience. I'm not gonna say anything about it. Like, it was really good experience. I don't regret it. I feel like you spend most of your life like saying, I want to do this, I want to do it, and you don't do it, and then when you finally do it, then you know how it feels. Like I came back for personal reasons. Like, this reason has nothing to do with the country that I was on. I lived in the Netherlands for 2 months. That was amazing. But I feel like after I came back, I was like, I just needed a break from Hungary. Like, it was like, because I spent so much time in here, and I outgrow like the country. I don't know how to say it. Like, it's just like, it felt like I was like, I needed a break. I'm just saying, I say that, I needed a break. And then when I came back, like, at that point my family was already here. My family is living here. My sister lives with me. For some weird reason, we're friends. Like, we like get to know it, like we get along more. Know me and know my sister, know that we are so different, like in personality, but like, I don't know how, but now we're like more understandable of each other, which is really great. Honestly, I love her. I love you, sister. And yeah, so a lot of things have happened since I moved here. I wouldn't say I changed as a person, not only emotionally, my personal, everything changed, honestly. And every year it's changing. I'm not gonna say it, not even every year, every month it's changing. I feel like everything that have happened to me in Hungary have been an amazing experience, all in all. relationships, parties, bad things with like even the local people, because for most I wouldn't say they're the coldest one, but I will say that at roughly 50, 60, 70% of the population in Hungary, they are people that don't really like get along with people from other countries. But I feel Budapest have gone a long way from it. Like there before you wouldn't find people who speak Hungarian, English, and now you find it in the street more often. And honestly, I'm proud of Budapest for that. Honestly, it's been when I came here 6 years ago, like nobody was like, no, you have to speak Hungarian, like literally like this. So I feel like everything has been an experience. I love living here. I'm still figuring out my stuff, like my life. I'm living life on my own terms. Oh my god. So this is something that, you know, like I'm here now, but you don't know where I'm gonna be later. So like I feel like living in another country that is in yours, it's a challenge, but also it's an experience, and you should just, you know, be grateful that you got to live all this stuff, that you on the first place were hesitant of getting in that exchange program, but you did, and like that you get to come back to a country that you can call home. Because in some, like I came here when I was 17, but then I went to Venezuela, and then I came back when I was 18, and I'm 23 and I still live here. And I feel like I haven't taken that in the past positive. I just like said like, oh yeah, I live here for like 5 years now, like so freaking long. Yeah, but like all the things that happened to me have made the person that I am right now, the person that you get to meet right now, like everything, honestly. And I just always never was God as grateful as I am right now, but like this is just something that it's like, it's a unique experience. And I feel like every time I will do something, I will think about, but I was that girl and now I'm this girl. Like I'm freaking proud of myself. So yeah, I think this was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much if you laugh. Like I'm so glad that you laugh. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe down here and activate the notifications, because when it's coming another video you will receive a notification. I will leave you as well my Instagram for you to follow me right here. Follow me. And yes, I love you guys. Thank you so much.